recent times, the online world has once again been flooded with speculation and rumors spreading at an alarming speed. One of the most frequently raised questions, one that has left many people both shocked and confused, is this: are the names Jungkook and Taehyung included in the Epstein files? Watch the continuation of this video and don't miss it. This is still our shared opinion and analysis, so feel free to leave your positive comments here. And this week I'll make a special video dedicated to the best comment on this channel. Keep watching our best videos. Thank you. Love you all. Taekook Forever. The best comment will be pinned as a way to honor their love. Thank you to everyone who continues to support this channel. May God reward all of your kindness. Purple heart folded hands. This video reflects my personal opinion and interpretation. It is made for entertainment purposes only and does not represent confirmed facts. Hey everyone! Before we start, make sure you watch until the end because you don't want to miss this moment. Welcome to veffect. This question did not arise from facts, but from fragments of narratives built without any clear foundation. Big names often become easy targets, because public attention is naturally drawn to figures who are deeply loved by many. Jungkook and Taehyung, as two individuals who grew up under global scrutiny, are no exception. From a very young age, Jungkook and Taehyung have lived lives filled with pressure. Their days have been consumed by endless training, strict schedules, personal sacrifices, and the constant demand to appear perfect. They grew up together, not only as members of the same group, but as a family who supported one another during moments of exhaustion and vulnerability. Many small moments have shown how they protect each other, understand one another without needing many words. That is why, when a major and sensitive rumor like this emerges, it is understandable that people begin to wonder. However, this is precisely where the distinction between curiosity and truth becomes crucial. The facts are clear. After being examined through various official sources, there are no court documents, legal records, or credible media reports that include the names Jungkook or Taehyung in the Epstein files. These documents list only certain individuals and have never mentioned Korean artists, let alone K-pop idols. What circulates on social media is nothing more than assumptions, twisted narratives, and sensational content created without responsibility. Unfortunately, rumors like these often fail to consider the emotional and reputational damage they cause, especially to public figures who have long been known for their clean image and dedication to their work. Jungkook and Taehyung are not just famous names. They are human beings who have spent most of their lives devoted to music, to their fans, and to each other as close companions. Dragging them into an issue that has absolutely no connection to them is not only unfair, but deeply misleading. Therefore, the answer to this repeatedly asked question must be delivered calmly and firmly. No, the names Jungkook and Taehyung are not in the Epstein files. In the midst of an overwhelming flow of information, what we may need most is not sensation but wisdom, to pause, to check the facts, and to refuse to let rumors destroy the reputations of innocent people. So, what are the Epstein files? The Epstein files are documents released to the public that contain only specific names and have never included Korean artists, including K-pop idols. The claims circulating so far are nothing more than baseless speculation that cannot be responsibly verified. As members of the public and as fans, it is important to filter information wisely and not easily believe rumors that can harm individuals who have no involvement whatsoever. So once again, the names Jungkook and Taehyung are not in the Epstein files. In today's digital era, information travels far faster than clarification. A single sentence fragment can turn into an accusation, and one rumor can evolve into a large narrative that sounds convincingly real. This is where many people become unintentionally trapped, not out of malice but due to a lack of verification. Jungkook and Taehyung exemplify how public figures often lose the boundary between real life and stories constructed by others. Every movement, every expression, even every friendship they share is frequently dragged into excessive speculation. Yet what they have consistently shown is dedication to music, respect for fans, and a bond formed through a long journey together. When a major issue like the Epstein files is linked to names that are completely irrelevant, it reveals how easily truth can be obscured by sensation. Not everything that goes viral is factual, and not everything that sounds convincing is true. Without official documents, legal sources, or trustworthy journalistic reports, a claim should never be treated as fact. That is why it is essential for all of us to pause before believing or sharing something. Asking questions is natural. Curiosity is human. But answers must always be grounded in facts, not assumptions. And the fact remains unchanged from the beginning. There are no names of Jungkook and Taehyung in the Epstein files. Perhaps the most tragic aspect of rumors like this is not only the falsehood, but the impact. Reputations are put at risk, trust is shaken, and personal life stories are twisted without consent. Jungkook and Taehyung, beyond the stage lights and global fame, are still human beings who deserve fairness and truth. Amid all this, the role of fans and the public becomes critically important. Not to defend blindly, but to stand on the side of facts. To refuse to give space to false narratives. To choose empathy over sensation. And in the end, when that question arises once more, are the names Jungkook and Taehyung in the Epstein files? The answer remains one, simple and clear. No. What exists are simply two individuals continuing on their own path, creating, growing, and living lives that have absolutely no connection to the dark story forced upon them by rumors. So why were the names Taehyung and Jungkook dragged into this alleged issue? Not because of evidence, not because of any connection, but because big names are always easier to exploit. Taehyung and Jungkook are two figures with immense global influence. Any news involving their names, true or false, instantly captures the attention of millions. In the world of social media, attention is a form of currency, and unfortunately, rumors are often used as a tool to obtain it. There are several main reasons why their names became easy targets. First, extreme popularity. The bigger the name, the greater the chance it will be used to provoke reactions. Linking a major issue to beloved figures immediately creates chaos, even without factual grounding. Second, a lack of understanding about the context of the Epstein files. Many people do not actually read or understand the contents of the documents. As a result, any name can be inserted into false narratives, as if all famous figures are potentially involved. In reality, the documents are specific and limited. Third, a culture of speculation and wild theories. The close bond between Taehyung and Jungkook is often misinterpreted by some. Emotional closeness, long-term friendship, and genuine expressions of affection are twisted into rumors. From there, irrational narratives begin to form, and are linked to completely unrelated issues. Fourth, deliberate attempts to damage reputations. In some cases, rumors do not emerge randomly. Certain parties thrive on chaos, fandom division, and the destruction of public images. Mentioning Taehyung and Jungkook in sensitive issues is a fast way to trigger emotions and conflict. Yet one thing remains unchanged throughout all of this: the facts. There are no documents, no legal records, and no credible reports linking Taehyung or Jungkook to the Epstein files. Their names are dragged in not because of truth, but because of sensation. That is why it is important to ask ourselves whenever such rumors appear: who benefits from this? And is there real evidence behind it? In this case, the answer is clear. Taehyung and Jungkook have no connection whatsoever to the Epstein files. What exists are merely two famous names used as tools in a false narrative. Beyond all these reasons, there is another factor often overlooked: the gap between public perception and reality. Many forget that Taehyung and Jungkook have spent most of their lives under an extremely strict system. Controlled schedules, clear management, and constant media surveillance. Their travels, activities, and agendas are carefully documented. That reality makes baseless accusations even more illogical. But on the internet, logic often loses to emotion. Once a narrative spreads, the truth frequently arrives too late. The names Taehyung and Jungkook are used not for relevance, but because they represent something large: influence, fame, and global attention. Mentioning their names guarantees a reaction. Therefore, it is important to remember that not every question is rooted in facts, and not every accusation deserves belief. In this issue, Taehyung and Jungkook are simply victims of a narrative built without evidence, without facts, and without responsibility. And ultimately, this explanation brings us back to the same conclusion that has remained unchanged from the start. There is no involvement, no evidence, and no name of Taehyung or Jungkook in the Epstein files. What remains is our choice as the public, whether to contribute to confusion or to stand on the side of truth and empathy. In situations like this, silence is often mistaken for guilt, when in reality it is simply a refusal to engage with falsehoods. Jungkook and Taehyung have never needed to respond to baseless accusations, because truth does not require constant defense. Facts stand on their own, even when drowned out by noise. What this situation ultimately reflects is not a scandal involving them, but a broader problem in the digital age. How easily misinformation is accepted when it aligns with curiosity or shock value. The speed at which rumors spread far exceeds the speed at which they are corrected, and by then, the damage is often already done. That is why responsibility does not rest only on public figures, but also on audiences. Choosing not to share unverified claims, choosing to read beyond headlines, and choosing to value evidence over emotion are small actions that collectively protect truth. Jungkook and Taehyung continue to move forward with their lives and careers, grounded in years of discipline,